You think you're making $30 an hour. That number feels good, right? 30 an hour sounds like freedom. It sounds like success. It sounds like I finally made it. But what if I told you you're not actually making $30 an hour? What if that number is a lie, one that almost every American worker believes? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, the math is going to hit you so hard you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. Let me ask you something simple. If someone asks you, how much do you make per hour, and you proudly say $30, is that number coming from what you earn or from what your employer wants you to believe you earn? Because here's the truth nobody explains clearly. Your hourly wage is not your real hourly income. And once you see the hidden math behind it, you'll realize why so many people in America feel broke, even while earning what sounds like good money. Let's break the illusion. Imagine this. You work a job that pays $30 an hour. You work 40 hours a week. That's $1,200 a week. Sounds great. Multiply that by 52 weeks. That's $62,400 a year. Most people stop the math right there, but that's where the lie begins. Because that $62,400 is not what you earn. It's what your employer pays before life takes its cut. Let's start with taxes, because taxes are the first invisible thief of your time. Federal income tax, state tax depending on where you live, Social Security, Medicare. By the time all of that is gone, most Americans earning around this range lose anywhere from 20 to 30% of their gross income. Let's be conservative. Let's say you lose only 25%. That $62,400 instantly drops to about $46,800. Do you see what just happened? You didn't work fewer hours. You didn't choose to earn less. But your real hourly rate just dropped from $30 to around $22.50. And we're just getting started. Now let's talk about something most people never count as work time. Commute. How long does it take you to get ready for work? Shower, dress, eat, mentally prepare yourself. That's time. Then the drive, or the train, or the bus. Let's say on average you spend 1 hour a day commuting and getting ready. 5 days a week. That's 5 extra hours. You're not being paid for them, but they exist because of your job. So now you're not working 40 hours a week, you're working 45. Over a year, that's an extra 260 hours, unpaid. Add those hours to your original workload, and suddenly your real hourly income drops again. That $22.50 an hour, now it's closer to $20. And we haven't talked about health insurance yet, or lunch, or unpaid breaks, or the mental exhaustion you carry home with you. Let me pause right here and say this. If this is already opening your eyes, make sure you subscribe right now, because in the next part, I'm going to show you the exact moment where most $30 an hour workers realize they're actually earning closer to fast food wages, just dressed up nicer. Now let's keep going. Health insurance. If you're lucky, your employer covers part of it. If you're not, you're paying hundreds of dollars a month. Let's say $300 a month. That's $3,600 a year. Subtract that from your take-home pay. Now you're at roughly $43,200. Recalculate your hourly income based on all the real hours you give up for work. You're not at $30. You're not even close. You're hovering around $18 to $19 an hour. And here's the part that hurts the most. That number still assumes you work every single week of the year. But you don't. You get sick, you take unpaid days off, you miss work, you burn out. Suddenly, that annual income shrinks even more. And yet, your bills don't care. Rent doesn't go down, gas doesn't get cheaper, groceries don't wait. This is why so many Americans earning decent money feel trapped, because the system trains you to focus on the hourly number, not the reality behind it. And the reality is this: you're selling far more than just your labor. You're selling your time, your energy, your flexibility, your mental peace. And the math never tells you that. In the next part, I'm going to expose the biggest hidden cost nobody talks about, the cost that silently destroys your real income and keeps you stuck no matter how hard you work. So don't go anywhere. You're not even close. You're hovering around $18 to $19 an hour. And here's the part that hurts the most. That number still assumes you work every single week of the year. But you don't. You get sick, you take unpaid days off, you miss work, you burn out. Suddenly, that annual income shrinks even more. And yet, your bills don't care. Rent doesn't go down, gas doesn't get cheaper, groceries don't wait. This is why so many Americans earning decent money feel trapped, because the system trains you to focus on the hourly number, not the reality behind it. And the reality is this: you're selling far more than just your labor. You're selling your time, your energy, your flexibility, your mental peace. And the math never tells you that. In the next part, I'm going to expose the biggest hidden cost nobody talks about, the cost that silently destroys your real income and keeps you stuck no matter how hard you work. So don't go anywhere. If you thought taxes and commuting were the only hidden drains on your $30 an hour wage, think again. The next villain is opportunity cost, a fancy term for what you give up while earning money that feels good. Think about it. You work 40 hours a week. That's just the tip of the iceberg. What about all the evenings spent too tired to do anything else? All the weekends where you're catching up on chores, recovering, or just staring at the ceiling wishing for more? That time could be spent building a side hustle, learning a new skill, investing, or simply living life instead of surviving it. Every hour you give to a job that only pays okay is an hour you can't spend creating real wealth or freedom. And that's the silent tax nobody tells you about. Let's get more practical. Take lunch breaks. You might think you're getting paid for them, but let's be honest, how much of your lunch break is truly restful? Scrolling on your phone while worrying about deadlines still counts as mental labor. Eating at your desk isn't exactly relaxing. Those paid hours are effectively undercut by stress. Then there's the hidden energy cost. Have you ever noticed how exhausted you feel after a normal 8-hour day? Not physically, just mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Stress, micromanagement, workplace politics, they all chip away at your energy. And energy is money. Why? Because energy determines how productive and creative you can be outside of work. If your job drains you, it's literally stealing from your ability to earn elsewhere. Let's talk about skills depreciation. If you're doing the same job for years, you may be stuck doing tasks that don't grow your skill set. You're earning $30 an hour, but your market value isn't increasing. Meanwhile, inflation rises, your dollars buy less, your life costs more, and that good wage is slowly shrinking. And here's where most people make the biggest mistake. They look at $30 an hour in isolation. $30 an hour doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not just money. It's money minus all the hidden costs, minus opportunity costs, minus the energy and mental toll. Let's add one more invisible factor: workplace expectations and unpaid overtime. Maybe your schedule says 40 hours, but how often do you stay late, check emails at night, or finish projects at home? Even if you only add 2 hours a week, over a year, that's over 100 unpaid hours. Your real hourly rate drops again, from $30 to maybe $17 or $18. And it's not just numbers. It's the feeling of being trapped. The stress of bills, deadlines, and rising costs. The creeping frustration that you're working harder than ever, but barely getting ahead. Do you feel that? That subtle, gnawing exhaustion that whispers, "Is this all there is?" That's what the $30 an hour illusion hides. But here's the kicker, and this is where most people never wake up. We're trained to compare ourselves to each other. What's your hourly rate? $30. Oh, nice. Nobody asks, what's your effective hourly rate after real costs, hidden expenses, and life's demands? If they did, most Americans would be shocked. Shocked to realize that they've been sold a number, not the truth. Let's make it painfully clear. $30 an hour gross looks great on paper, but after taxes, commuting, lunches, mental energy, hidden overtime, healthcare, and the opportunity cost of lost skill growth, you're closer to $15 to $20 an hour in real value, and that's before inflation eats away your paycheck. Think about that for a moment. A number you've been proud of suddenly looks ordinary, even low. Now, don't panic. I'm not here to depress you. I'm here to wake you up. Because the good news is, once you understand the hidden math, you can start taking control. And that's exactly what we'll talk about in the next part. We'll cover how to actually earn $30 an hour or more without losing your life. How to reclaim your time. How to make your energy work for you instead of against you. But before we move on, take a moment. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell, because what comes next could literally change the way you view work, money, and freedom forever. Don't worry, the secrets I'm about to share aren't complicated. They're just things that most people never learn because nobody teaches the real math behind your paycheck. Here's a teaser. The difference between what you think you earn and what you really earn is often double-digit percentages. Sometimes 30 to 50% of what you think is income is gone before it even reaches your pocket. And that's not counting the things you lose just by being too tired or stuck to build a side income. In the next section, we'll break down a step-by-step method to calculate your true hourly rate. You'll see exactly where your money goes, hour by hour, week by week. Once you see the full picture, you can make choices. Do you keep working for illusionary numbers, or do you take control and earn real money for real freedom? This is where it gets exciting, because once you know the hidden math, you're not trapped anymore. You can actually start designing your life instead of just surviving it. Let's make this real. Meet Jessica. She works a corporate job in Texas, officially earning $30 an hour. 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. On paper, she's making $62,400. Sounds comfortable, right? But Jessica doesn't stop at the gross number. She's smart enough to actually calculate what's really hitting her bank account. First, taxes. Federal, state, Social Security, Medicare. Total tax deduction, about 25%. That drops her take-home pay to roughly $46,800. Already, the $30 an hour feels less magical. Next, her commute. Jessica drives an hour each way 5 days a week. That's 10 hours every week spent getting to and from work. Add the hour she spends getting ready in the morning, and that's 11 hours of unpaid time weekly. 11 hours times 52 weeks equals 572 hours of unpaid work she didn't count before. Now let's recalc her real hourly rate. 46,800 divided by 40 times 52 plus 572 equals 46,800 divided by 2,592, approximately $18 an hour. Jessica thought she was earning $30 an hour. The truth? She's barely earning $18 an hour in terms of her time value. And it gets worse. Jessica also spends about $300 a month on health insurance premiums. Over a year, that's $3,600. Deduct that from $46,800, leaving $43,200. Real hourly rate? $43,200 divided by 2,592, approximately $16.65 an hour. That's not $30 an hour. That's closer to the pay of entry-level service jobs, but with a much higher stress level, longer hours, and no flexibility. Now imagine a single parent or someone who has student loans. That $16 to $18 an hour effectively drops further. This is why so many Americans feel like they're working hard but never getting ahead. It's not laziness or poor planning, it's the hidden math at work. Let's take another example. Mark, a software support agent in California. Same nominal pay, $30 an hour. But he also works remote, saving commute time. Sounds better, right? Not entirely. Mark spends 2 hours a week on mandatory training after hours. Plus, the stress of constant tickets and a demanding boss drains his mental energy. If we factor unpaid hours and mental cost as lost time, Mark's real hourly rate drops from $30 an hour to around $20 an hour. Notice the pattern? The illusion is the same across industries. The real lesson here is that your paycheck is only part of the story. Let's do a step-by-step calculation so you can figure out your real hourly wage. Start with your gross annual income. $30 an hour times 40 hours times 52 weeks equals $62,400. Subtract taxes. Federal, state, Social Security, Medicare. For most Americans, 20 to 30%. Let's use 25%. $62,400 minus 25% equals $46,800. Add unpaid hours. Commute plus preparation plus unpaid overtime. Let's say 10 hours a week equals 520 hours per year. Total paid hours, 2,080. Total real hours, 2,080 plus 520 equals 2,600. Recalculate hourly rate. 46,800 divided by 2,600, approximately $18 an hour. Subtract work-related expenses. Health insurance, lunches, commuting costs, professional clothing. Let's estimate $3,600 per year. 46,800 minus 3,600 equals $43,200. 43,200 divided by 2,600, approximately $16.60 an hour. Factor opportunity cost, optional but powerful. Time lost that could be used to upskill, invest, or generate side income. Your effective value might drop even more. This is the math nobody tells you about. And here's why this matters. You could be working $30 an hour for years thinking you're getting ahead, while your real hourly income stagnates or even declines. Now, let's talk psychology. Most people see $30 an hour and feel secure. They think, I'm making good money. But reality check, security is an illusion if your money doesn't match the value of your time. Stress, exhaustion, and lost opportunity silently erode your financial freedom. Here's a simple truth. If your income doesn't grow faster than your life's hidden costs, you're losing ground every year. But don't worry, this video isn't just about exposing the problem. Later, we'll cover how to reclaim your real hourly rate, including negotiating for true pay instead of a nominal hourly rate, cutting hidden costs that silently drain your paycheck, using side hustles and investments to actually make $30 an hour feel like $50 an hour or more. And here's a small but critical tip you can start today. Track every single hour you spend for work-related tasks, including commuting, preparation, and after-hours responsibilities. Most people underestimate this by 25 to 30%. Once you know your real number, the decisions become obvious. Do you accept the illusion of $30 an hour, or do you fight for your true value? Before we move to the next section, remember this: the numbers don't lie. Even a $5 an hour difference in your real income can add up to thousands of dollars per year. And that's just the start. In the next and final part of this video, we'll break down exact strategies to actually boost your real income, including negotiation hacks, side income ideas that don't burn you out, and financial moves that increase the value of your time. This is where you stop settling for illusions and start living your actual $30 an hour or more. Now that we've uncovered the hidden math, it's time for the most important part, what you can do about it. Because knowing that you're really earning $16 to $18 an hour instead of $30 an hour is painful, but it's also empowering. Here's how to take control. 1. Track your real hours. Start logging every hour you spend working, commuting, and preparing for work. When you see the total, you'll have a clear picture of your true hourly rate. It's the first step to reclaiming your time. 2. Cut hidden costs. Lunches, coffee runs, subscriptions related to work, commuting expenses, these all silently eat away at your income. Even small savings, $5 here, $10 there, add up over 52 weeks. 3. Negotiate smartly. Use your real hourly rate calculations when negotiating with your employer. Don't talk about $30 an hour anymore. Talk about your effective contribution per hour. Employers are more likely to respect numbers backed by logic, not just feelings. 4. Build side income strategically. Even one extra $200 to $300 per month from freelancing, online work, or investing drastically changes your effective hourly rate. Jessica, the corporate worker we talked about earlier, started freelancing just 5 hours a week. Her real hourly income jumped from $16.65 to almost $22 an hour, all because she took control of the hours she spent outside her main job. 5. Focus on skill growth. Instead of trading time for money in the same job forever, spend time learning skills that increase your market value. A small investment in courses, certifications, or learning a high-demand skill can double or triple your effective hourly rate within a year or two. 6. Automate and outsource life tasks. Cleaning, shopping, and errands take time too. If you can delegate some tasks, even partially, you reclaim hours to focus on work that earns more or builds your freedom. 7. Rethink lifestyle inflation. When your paycheck goes up, don't immediately inflate your spending. Every $5 an hour increase can be turned into savings or investments to grow passive income instead of disappearing in extra bills. Here's the bottom line. $30 an hour is not just a number, it's a mindset. If you blindly accept it without understanding the hidden math, you're selling your time short. But if you calculate your real hourly rate, control costs, grow skills, and leverage extra income, you turn that illusion into real wealth. Remember Mark from California? He calculated his real hourly rate and realized his overtime, commuting, and mental stress were cutting his pay by nearly 30%. Once he saw the truth, he started freelancing in the evenings for an extra $500 per month, cut unnecessary commuting expenses, invested in a short online course to earn a higher-paying role within 6 months. Result? His real hourly income jumped from $20 an hour to over $35 an hour while actually feeling less stressed. That's the power of understanding the hidden math. Now, before we finish, I want to leave you with this. The illusion of $30 an hour is everywhere. It's the paycheck numbers your boss gives you. It's the way friends brag about hourly rates. It's the social media posts that make you feel behind. But when you see the numbers clearly, the illusion disappears. You are no longer a victim of invisible costs. You can reclaim your time. You can reclaim your energy. You can reclaim your real income. And if you take even one simple step from today, track your real hours worked, cut a hidden cost, start a side hustle, you will feel the change immediately. So here's what I want you to do next. 1. Open a notebook or spreadsheet. 2. Write down your real hours worked each week. 3. Calculate your effective hourly rate using the steps we covered. 4. Identify just one hidden cost you can reduce or one skill you can grow. Do this consistently, and within a few months, you'll start seeing real improvement in your freedom, income, and life satisfaction. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell. Because understanding the hidden math is the first step. Taking action is what actually changes your life. Remember, $30 an hour looks good, but it's only real if your money and time align with your life goals. Stop selling your time short. Start calculating. Start growing. Start living. Your paycheck isn't just numbers on paper. It's your life, your freedom, your time, and your energy. And once you understand the hidden math, you finally take control of it.